Hello everyone, this is Darin Martineau from ProMagicArt.com, and in today's podcast I'm going to talk about the 10 types of Conjurers Classified. And this is an excerpt from our new book, and I also have it in the Surreal system, but this new book is really incredible that Brian Smedley and myself are working on. Hopefully it'll be released early next year. It is a master magic book, which is going to cover general magic, but it's going to cover a lot of ground here. So we're going to talk about the 10 types of Conjurers Classified today, because it's important for you, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced magician. It's very important to understand that when you're getting into magic especially, but also when you get to a certain point in magic where you're finding yourself, you need to find yourself. And the earlier you do that, the better, because some people are just natural performers and they're great performers, but then they suck in other areas. And it's the same way some people are very technical, but they just don't enjoy performing. Ed Marlowe was saying things like that, and there are some things on both sides of the coin, because the full-time professionals that do the same magic for different audiences. Ed Marlowe said in one of his videos that, it's overrated to do the same thing over and over again. And I totally get it, because I'm a very creative person. I'm a very creative magician. The first type is the inventors, okay? They invent the magical methods, and they put that to the originators. What the originators do is they take those things and they routine them, okay? Whether those originators are pro performers or they're amateurs or anything like that is another point. So the second type of conjurer we have is the originators, okay? They are like the types of people such as Michael Lamar. They're really good performing. They're good at kind of arranging the routines of the inventors. Then you have the third type of conjurer classified, which is the executive conjurers. And those are the pro performers. And that doesn't mean, if someone's a professional, it doesn't mean they have to be a full-time pro. We have some people that are semi-pro and some people that just kind of dabble. But the pro performers are the ones that are doing the inventors and the originators material, okay? The next type is the fourth type of conjurer classified, and that is the manufacturer, the magic dealer. Then you have number 5, the critics. There's informed critics and uninformed critics. This is important for the beginner, because when you're a beginner and you're trying to find someone to perform for, a lot of people will say perform for your family member and friends. And actually that's not good advice sometimes, because sometimes the audience, like family member or friends, will tell the person they're good and really they are not good, and maybe they suck, or they're just not qualified. They're not a professional. They don't have the information to be able to give good advice on what works and what doesn't. Then you have to be aware of the magic killers and understanding the different types of laymen. Every spectator is different. You have your family, don't show them magic unless you're a beginner generally, because you have to be very selective, because sometimes your family will tell you you're good, or they will say that trick is no good because they just, don't have the experience, and maybe they haven't seen a lot of magic or something like this, or maybe they are the other side and they've seen more. I don't know. The point is, you have to do everything to better yourself, like taking acting classes. Do everything to improve yourself. Learn more about communication skills, NLP. Educate yourself with all the best things. Even taking business classes. Go to Toastmasters. There's all kinds of things you can do. I remember I got advice from professional magicians. It was David Kesterson. He said what he tells people is, do every kind of performance thing you can do, whether it's dancing, singing, any kind of performance art, because that's going to help you to be a good performer, and it's true. So you educate yourself with all the best things that are going to help you become the best magician that you can possibly be. The next type of performer, or the next type of spectator is different. You have your friends. Sometimes your friends are just going to say, "Oh, that's really good," when it's not, because they're your friend. Some family members or friends will not be good to show you magic for several reasons. Generally, they might not be qualified to give you advice on what works and what doesn't, because they're not a professional magician or just a professional entertainer. You can test out some magic to see what works and what doesn't, but generally, you're much better to show the magic to different audiences to test out the material, unless you're a total beginner. Okay, then you have the skeptics. These are the magic killers. These are like the hawks. They're the skeptics. They watch you like a hawk and they burn your hands. No matter how good you are, they just don't like magic and seem to only care about seeking out to find out the secrets, how the tricks work. Avoid these people. Avoid them like the plague. If you need to insert sucker effects to stop the hecklers, then do so. Go out and perform for as many different types of audiences in as many different types of environments as you can to get as much experience as you possibly can. Know when to stop and when to do more magic and when to do an encore. Don't ever go on too long, and performing the endless act, and then at the same time keep them interested. Keep the audience interested by building each magic effect better than the last effect. Have magic that flows and leads somewhere. It flows into a strong finale. Always leave the audience wanting more, but don't leave them hanging. Okay. Then you have audience testing. Always test your magic effects on the audience. Make sure that you you do your best, and you find out what works and what doesn't, and so that you can make all the corrections and the mistakes that you have found out. You do this from the video. Use a mirror just to check angles in threefold mirror, and then live is best. If you have some magician friends, it's good, and you want to be careful with that because of ethics. You don't want people to steal. That's why it's important to have a mentor, someone you can trust with your originals. Okay, so you have the different types of audiences, including your mentors and your magician friends. Be careful what magic you show and what you keep to yourself. Can't always trust magicians. It's obvious. Always be kind to your audience. Always be original. Be yourself. Don't copy other magicians' magic and or scripts, music, props, etc. Only copy their best qualities and attributes of the top masters. As far as being original, be yourself. The exception is don't be yourself unless you're friendly, courteous, well-groomed, good-mannered, and professional. Always be neat and clean and well-groomed. Be a good dresser. Always dress a notch up from your audience, like you're going to somewhere important afterwards. Simple things like cleaning your fingernails and being well-groomed. Be well-shaved unless, a beard or mustache is your look. Use clean props and use new props. Don't use the raggedy old props because they look bad. Always be kind to your audience. You're not better than them. Enjoy performing and entertain for them. Don't ever embarrass your audience. This is a good point made by Jerry Andrus too. You have no right to embarrass your audience. They need to be comfortable with the magic and enjoy being fooled. Don't kill the magic with bad jokes or stupid patter. Don't use inappropriate magic effect or bad language. For example, don't do the sponge ding dong trick at a kid's show. That should be obvious. Don't run from the magic, and don't ruin strong magic with bad lines. Get rid of the bad lines. Bad jokes, they just don't make the magic better. They make it worse. I believe in not just pure effect, but I believe that the magic, just like Darwin A.T. says, can in his book Strong Magic, the magic can be strong enough to hold on its own. You don't have to try to add all these things to make it better. It's about, less is more, and like Di Vernon said, to unclutter, and confusion is not magic. Don't rush through the magical performance. Perform for the audience and not at them, okay? Don't rush through. A lot of magicians get nervous and they rush through their act. Okay, now we go back to the 10 types of Conjurers Classified, okay? So we made it all the way to, we were on point 5, which was the critics. Now we're on point 6, magic consultants. This also goes for other consultants. If there's any way to better your show, then seek that. You can go to a college or an acting school and talk to the teacher or acting coach, and you can have them help you on the different aspects of your scripting, your acting, your blocking, and the elements of your magic show. They can help you structure it better. And sometimes you can get for free, a lot of times. Sometimes it's paid, depending on who it is. And, go to the college and talk to the acting teacher and tell them you need some help. And in exchange, you'll perform a free magic show for the school, something like this. There's all kinds of opportunities. You can create the opportunities. The next point is the magic historians. Point number 7. Some people are just in it for the magic. They love the history of magic. They love researching the history and finding out things like this. Point number 8. The magic collectors. Some people are just collectors. Gary Darwin he's a big-time magic collector. He has a $2 million collection in his house. If you ever get a chance to see it, if you're ever in Las Vegas, it's a great opportunity. He'll give you a tour of his $2 million collection. The next point is there's amateur magicians. Some people are just amateurs and hobbyists, and they don't have any desire to be professional. They don't want to do magic for the money. It's not about the money. And it's not just that. I hear some magicians say that, oh, it's not about the money. And the reality is, it's not. That's like a byproduct. Just like if you're a martial artist, one of the byproducts is health and self-defense and all the byproducts. That's just one aspect of it. But think about it. The main point is that we do magic to entertain and to mystify the audience and to put, an artistic, aesthetic view or aesthetic message across. So that is pretty much this podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to get some free magic, you can head on over to promagicart.com and get access to 58 Master Magic tutorials now. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share this with all your friends. And if you'd like to join the Cerulean system, I have over 500 new Master Magic tutorials in there, and you can join. There's many different levels. Beginner level is $5 a month. Then I have the silver level, which is just a all coin magic level. Then I have the gold level, which is you pay for the year. Then I have the platinum level, which is $10 a month, and you get access to 400 magic videos and tutorials. And then I have my highest level, which is the diamond level. And the diamond level is $27 a month. You get access to every single product that I create and also my growing team creates of currently over 500 Master Magic tutorials. So I hope you enjoyed today's podcast, guys. And you guys have a great night. Thank you.